It's a slightly frustrating release for the Grey Knight Combat Patrol, a pretty excellent unit mix, but compared with other armies you're really not going to save all that much. Hello and welcome back to Auspex Tactics, the strategy focused 40k channel, where today we're talking about the new Grey Knight Combat Patrol box, whose contents have been revealed in the new Grey Knights Codex. I'll most certainly be making a Grey Knight Codex review video as soon as I can, same with the Thousand Sons. Hopefully they'll be dropping it over the next few days. In any case though, I'm sure a lot of people will be looking forward to picking up the Combat Patrol when it is released, so let's talk about the contents and how good I think they are. So currently the release date of the box isn't actually known. We know that Hexfire has come out alongside the Codex. Hexfire sold out very quickly, as is the standard for Games Workshop these days. And as with the Sisters of Battle versus box, it seems they didn't want to release the Combat Patrol until a bit later. I guess maybe in some sort of strategy to get maximum value out of selling the Hexfire box. In any case, based on the Sisters, I'd expect this to drop within around a month or two, quite possibly alongside the actual plastic miniature for Castellan Crow. The source of the news is from the Codex Example Combat Patrol page. It now very much is the standard for Games Workshop to put the Example Combat Patrol being the one that you can actually buy, so we get to see what the release is before it's officially announced. The Grey Knights Combat Patrol box is a Terminator Librarian, a Dread Knight, a Terminator squad that you could field as Paladins if you wanted to, and basically half a box of Strike Marines, the fairly flexible kit that you could also field as something like a Purgation squad or a Purifier squad if you wanted to. Unit mix wise, I must admit I do really quite like it. It's certainly a box that you could buy multiple of and build up a whole Grey Knight army. Basically for choices of what they had to put in the box, Grey Knights really only have their 3 unique plastic kits, the Strike Marines, Terminators and Dread Knights, so it's pretty nice that you get all 3 of those within the box, even if the Strike Squad number is cut down a bit. I quite like that the Librarian is a generic HQ rather than one of their special characters like maybe Voldus, so again if you did pick up multiple of these, you could potentially run 2 of them if you wanted to. I do think that you could certainly do a lot worse than having one of these as the core of the army. I guess my only gripe with it is that compared with the other Combat Patrol boxes, it really just doesn't offer as much significant discount. The Combat Patrol boxes are always £85, $140 or €110, and for a Combat Patrol box I believe they might have the lowest value out of any of the armies released so far, the combined total of the miniatures within being £107 or $175. It's a theoretical saving of around 20%, where the norm for the Combat Patrol boxes seems to be between 30 and 45. I think the reason for this might actually be Grey Knight's points costs working against them here. Games Workshop builds the box as filling out a roughly 500 point or 25 power level force, and in general Grey Knight kits do tend to be quite good for the amount of money that you put in for the points that you get in game. The models are all individually really quite elite, so you just don't really need all that many of them to make a big army. And I sort of feel like they might have hit their 500 point cap very easily indeed, meaning that you get less savings overall compared with just buying them separately. Overall though, I think it is still a good box for someone who's jumping into Grey Knights. All the units are really usable, and even a small discount can be worth it if you are going to use everything. I just think it might not be quite as useful for more experienced collectors who already have quite a few of these models in their army. If you didn't have a use for any individual one of these units, then basically that makes the saving kind of moot. I'd be a bit more tempted just to buy the miniatures that you actually want, as opposed to pick up the box. Anyway though, I'll be interested to hear what you have to say down in the comments. Do you think it's good? Do you think it's bad? What do you think about buying it if you're getting into Grey Knights? If you've enjoyed the video, feel free to subscribe to Auspex Tactics, where I will be reviewing the whole Grey Knights Codex sometime in the near future. It's going to be fun to look through the rules and put some combos together. Finally, if you have been enjoying the videos on the channel, I would just like to mention that the channel has a Patreon page as well. Feel free to check that out down in the video description. It is what keeps these videos like this coming quite so regularly. In any case, an absolute enormous thank you for listening, and I'll hope to see you guys next time.